All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example towards younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations, hopeful leg out there pushing this word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful leg, the believers, the listeners that have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. I just want to go into, all right, quick, news and prophecy, dealing with how he is being active, you know, and the confusion, all right, and he's pushing more confusion, which the scripture talk about, confusion will increase in the latter time, you know, and as we get closer and closer to the end, you have the elect, all right, the hopeful elect that's walking in the light, and things are becoming more and more clear unto us as this thing unfolds. And then you have those that are in darkness, and they're getting more and more confused. Now, you have this guy, and this is on the brother page, from GMS Watchman, the brother Yerushalayim, beautiful brother, diligent brother, make sure you subscribe, and be updated, edified, continually. Now, what I wanted to get into dealing with her son Campbell, which I've watched this guy a few times. I'm not, a frequent watcher of the guy, but just a rundown. Supposed to be this, this hood Jake. I think he did some time in prison, and and he's supposed to be, an involved nigga. How Jake, come out, and be a more conscious hood Jake, that type of Jake. So, you go into prison, you read those books, and you think you got the one up, you think you got a perspective, you know, that no one else has. And he comes in there and like he says some good things. He made some good points, about, what's going on in the streets, but we finna see that he ain't got it. See, the Most High is confounding the wisdom of this world, all right? A few good points, doesn't, make you a leader amongst the people, all right? Yahweh Shema Shai has raised up pastors after his own heart that's feeding, the true sheep with knowledge and understanding. And everyone else, is pretty much getting fed, GMO, all right, madness, man, So let's listen to the clip, get some video, get some articles and some precepts, and Lord will you brothers and you few sisters are edified.
Like, what's your ethnic background?
I'm black. There ain't no such thing. I'm black.
Come on, stop.
I mean, listen, I'm not going to get up here and do the bullshit that dudes be doing. Oh, I'm Dominican, I'm West, I'm black.
All right, you black.
I'm black. Like I said, I'm black.
Come on, man.
You see what I'm saying? I'm black. All that other sucker shit that people do, I'm like,
why is the sucker shit, though?
Because you know what?
Explain, I don't know.
Because people, what you do is you try to take a back door.
Okay.
For one, they be on some shit like, oh, you got curly hair, so it must be because of the white in you or the Puerto Rican. Nigga, I'm black.
So you feel that Puerto Ricans and Dominicans are black also?
They're black. I know they are.
Why?
Puerto Rican and Dominican is not a race. And anytime you sit up there and you try to turn it into a race, you make yourself look like an uneducated fool.
Please explain to me, because because what I learned recently from Star is that but Spanish are the Latin. He says it on the show, man. When he corrects people, he says that the Puerto Rican and Dominicans are not Spanish. I don't know.
No, they're not. Spanish come from Spain. They don't come from Spain. Where they came from, you come from West Africa. You came on a slave ship. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of us was already in America.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And this is what America is not going to tell you. Some of us was already here, living here, and some came on the slave ships. But the majority was already here. You had people that traveled the world before the slave ships. This is why the Moors, and when you're dealing with the Moors, you have Mexico, you have Kemet. In America, that was called a Mexican.
Okay.
We was one community before the Caucasians came and they conquered.
I heard that the Spain and not Mexico and the Moors had a war too. They were warring.
Yeah.
And that's why I just read that recently in my son's book.
That's why the Mayans is gone. They got killed off.
And the Aztecs got taken over by the Spanish and stuff like that.
So you gotta understand something. You're either a Negroid, Caucasoid, or Mongoloid.
Explain those. I don't know that.
Those are 3 different races. It's only 3.
Now, you have Jake, pretty much pushing pseudoscience, and he's not really sharp, on his history neither, So, what you have is a confused Jake, they got a platform, and I'm gonna get some precepts based off that comment he made about the Negro, Caucasoid, and Mongoloid, which that's nothing but Esau pseudoscience. So when you go, to this article, it says how many major races are in the world. Now, what you had was this guy. See if I can find his name. The guy that actually came up with that term, in the 60s. So, what you have him just mentioning, was those 3, categories of human races, which I say this is nothing but Esau's pseudo science, man. So when you go into, I'll just start up here. All right, it says biological construction. It says by biological race, I mean the view of race exposed by Judge Tucker and still popular today that exists natural physical divisions among humans that are hereditary, reflected in morphology, and roughly but correctly captured by terms like black, white, and Asian, or Negroid, Caucasoid, or Mongoloid. All right, so when you go to those 2 Negroid, all right, now when they talk about Negroid, now they trying to say, your skull, go by your skull, and, forehead, and, your nose, and the broad lips. Then you have the Mongoloid, they have that that manifold over their eyes. All right. So, pretty much this is Esau trying to classify humans according to his science, man. Which the Bible doesn't deal with that, man. Now there are 3 classes of men, all right, but it ain't Caucasian, Mongoloid, and Negroid, all right. You see the Caucasian, so-called white man, So you have Esau, Edom, and his pseudoscience try to classify the 3 races as that, but the Bible doesn't do that, man. You see, because when you deal with the Bible, there are 3 classes of men, and let's get it. Let's just get into it real quick. But you see, Jake just go to prison and spew that madness. Learn all these different philosophy, read all these books, and then he's brought up under the tutelage of all these, prison scholars, and then come out through, So when you go to Genesis 6, all right, and 1, it says, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God, all right, that's all right, a category of people that the Bible refers to, the sons of God. Because before we was Israelites, we was known as sons of God, going all the way back to Adam, to Noah, then Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And Israel, Jacob's name was changed to Israel, where you get the 12 tribes. You see? And it says that the sons of the Most High saw that the daughters of men, all right, so you have another classification, of men, the son of men, all right? You have the sons of God, the sons of men, and the son of the wicked. That's how Yahweh Shema Shah classifies men in the earth. Now, within there, you have different nations, all right? Because you have the heathen nation, you have the Hamites, the Ishmaelites, the Moabites, the Ammonites, you have their nations within that, all right, Japhite, and you have the nations broken down within that, a few spin-off nations from that, you see, and then you have the sons of God, which is the nation of Israel, and you have the seed of the wicked, which is Esau, Edom, All right, because we're the spiritual sons of God, and Esau, Edom is the spiritual sons of Satan, man. All right, that's why they're built to be adverse to righteousness, man. You know, so there you have your two categories: the sons of men. The sons of God saw the daughters of men. All right, which are the sons of men. So you have those two. Now let's get the third one with your boy. All right. So you get Matthew 13, and this is Yahweh Shai. All right, breaking the parable down about the sower. The wheat and the tares. Now this is Matthew 13 and 36. It says, Then Yahweh Shai sent the multitude away and went into the house, and his disciples came unto him, saying, Declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. He answered and said, all right, unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man, which is speaking of Yahweh Shai. Now Yahweh Shai is referred to, the Son of Man, to show that he came from a physical father. All right. Yahweh Shai came into the earth. He came through a physical father, so he's known as the Son of Men. All right. Ultimately, he's the Son of God. And it says the field is the world. All right. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, the sons of God. All right. Because the kingdom is going to be translated from the seed of the wicked to the seed of the righteous, the sons of God. It says, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. And Esau, Edom, he has spread his seed throughout the earth, but anything that comes from Esau, Edom, no matter what nation it look like, because you're going to have Edomites, that look like, Chinese and Japanese, but they're Edomites. You have a lot of, of the Northern Kingdom, Puerto Rican and, all these, which is tribe of Ephraim. You have a lot of Edomite seeds mingle within these other nations, but they're the seed of the wicked, because the earth is given into his hands, so he has spread his seed in the earth, but they're tares. You gonna have, Edomites look like Jake, so the seed of what? The children of the wicked one. So you have the sons of men, which are the heathens. Then you have the sons of God, which are Israelites, and then you have the children of the wicked, which is Esau, Edom. All right, Esau, Edom, man. So those are three classifications of men in the Bible, and there's a major destruction coming. All right, to the third part of man, which is the wicked. Now, when you go to Revelation 9 and 15, and it says, and the four angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the third part of men. And that third part is the wicked, because most of the Esau is going to take the brunt of the destruction that's coming to the earth, man. You Edomites, there's going to be a remnant reserved for captivity, all right. But the majority of you Edomites will take the brunt of this destruction that's coming during World War II, man. And it says, and the number of the army of the horsemen, and this is speaking of that army of missiles. You see, it's likened to like horsemen, And it says we're 200,000, and I heard the number of them, and that's where brothers get that number 200 million missiles, man. Which we believe that in faith, man. We ain't gotta we ain't gotta be able to go to Google and look up, China's and Russia's and America's, Iran's military stockpile and see if it adds up to 200 million. No, we just believe, man. All right, because they're not gonna have the true numbers on there anyway. All right, then it says verse 18. It says, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and jasper and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions. Yeah, because that's where the destruction is in the top of that missile. And out of their mouth, all right, their warhead, it says, and out of their mouth issue fire and smoke and brimstone. But it says, by these three was the third part of men killed by fire and by smoke and by brimstone, and which issue out of their mouth. You see? So that third part of men that's going to get the brunt of the destruction of the sons is the children of the wicked, man. So let's go back to the video. And don't get this, man, because this is one of them Jakes, that know everything. I say you get prison Jake, that's been, you know, this is Proverbs 26:12. It says, "Seest thou a man wise in his own conceit? There is more hope of a fool than of him." You see, and he's proud. I'm black. I'm black. Ain't no other. You know, you only got 3 races of people. That's when he call himself getting deep. You know, Jake ain't got it, man. Now he does something suspicious. You know, towards the end of this interview, which, you know, we're gonna go into it. All right.
3. So when
Explain it, bro.
there's nothing to explain. You a Negroid. You black. Which even breaking that down, because we go way left field, but even breaking that down, there's no such thing.
Don't tell them about going left field, Pop. It's not
Listen,
your choice, my nigga.
when it comes to law,
Don't do that,
when it comes to law, black people are not respected, because even when it comes to that, there's no such thing as a black man. So in law term, they don't accept that. Now, if you came to them and you said you were Moor, you're accepted. Even a Hebrew Israelite, you're accepted. But when you say you're a black man,
Y'all heard that? Now, let's rewind it.
the court system don't even respect you. You don't exist. You are Moor. Black people are not respected, because even when it comes to that, there's no such thing as a black man. So in law term, they don't accept that. Now, if you came to them and you said you were Moor, you're accepted. Even a Hebrew Israelite, you're accepted. But when you say you're a black man, the court system don't even respect you. You don't exist. Legally, by law, there's no such thing as a black man.
So you mean to tell me that, okay, they don't, respect black, or they don't, accept black in the courts, but they accept Moors and Hebrew Israelites? So we're acknowledging the courts, there are special laws for Hebrew Israelites where we get privileges or, benefits or grants or, what is he saying? So it's like he's trying to link us up with the Moors, within this interview, man. So we watching Jake, man. I don't trust none of these niggas with platforms, man. Because we know Esau Edom, he has enough money to flip you, man. If you not governed by the fear of Yahweh by Shem Al Shai, Esau can write a mount that'll flip you, man. Especially if you got a platform, especially if you influence Jake, man. All right? So I don't trust these guys with platforms. I'm just watching them. When he said that, I'm like, what the hell, Hebrew Israelites? Like, we acknowledge, like we got some type of, privilege in the earth under this man's society by identifying as a Hebrew Israelite, man. So what I went and did, brothers been going into, but I had to go read the article myself. Now, you have this guy. Now, this is from Daily Mail. It says, revealed self-proclaimed leader of Rise of the Moors militia bragged about his firearm arsenal on YouTube video a month before he was arrested along with 10 other heavily armed men after standoff near Boston. The self-proclaimed leader of the Rise of the Moors militia bragged about his firearms on YouTube. All right, jumping down, it said Jamal Latimer, who also goes by the title Talib Abdullah Bey and identifies as the Grand Chief of Rhode Island, shared footage of him racking a gun and bragging that he had 3. The Rise of the Moors, which flies the Moroccan flag, is centered on the belief that its followers are the Aboriginal people of the U.S. and takes its teaching partly from the religious sect known as the Moorish Science Temple. Latimer, all right, the Rise of the Moors have a large social media presence with more than 16,000 subscribers to the group YouTube channel, in which the leader posts videos showing off firearms and discussing the Constitution. All right, so you see this guy, if I'm not mistaken, this is the same guy. All right, yep. I won't say there's a picture with him with the Bible. They're supposed to have some type of standoff with authorities and, So we see what you guys up to, man, because how the hell all of a sudden we're linked to the Moors, man? You know? How did this come about? But I think the brother, let me see if the brother, I had just watched his video that the brother did on it. It looks like the same guy. All right, you see the Bible, the turban, and he makes sure that the gun is in the picture as well, man. The Bible, the turban, the beard, and the gun is in the picture, man. You know? So as I'm looking at Hassan Campbell, you know, I'm listening, and he says that the Moors and Hebrew Israelites, he links us together, then acts as if we're acknowledged, you know, but only black people are catching hell. You know, like it's just a community. Hebrew Israelites are just, you know, in the upper middle class chilling, man. What is this guy talking about, man? You know, and I'm suspicious of these guys, man, with these platforms. You see? But, hey, it must happen. You know, and I'll just get this real quick. This is Matthew 24. And, well, I'll get Luke. All right, this is a book of Luke chapter 21. All right, this is Luke 21. And I started at 12. Luke 21 and 12 said, but before all these will let you know the persecution gonna come before the war, you know? And said, but before all these they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. So we understand that it's gonna be a heavy demonization of the name of Yahushua, and hey, brothers gonna get snatched up, man. Some brothers gonna get snatched up. We see it playing out. You know, we see Esau creeping, man. We see this man is active, you know, and pushing that narrative of linking us to domestic terrorism. Verse 13, and it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it therefore in your hearts not to meditate before what ye shall answer. For I will give you a mouth of wisdom which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. And ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinfolks and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. Also, you know, some brothers will have to be martyrs for Yahushua. It's written, you know. Nothing that's going to happen to us is nothing that, you know, wasn't told to us, man. You know, so we good, you know. So verse 17 says, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. And that's what this is leading up to. You know, prepare to be lied on a whole nother level, man. All right, you're gonna prepare to be defamed on a level you couldn't even imagine. You know, but we don't have to. We don't owe these people, you know, a explanation. You know, that's why the Lord said that's why Yahushua said He's gonna give us a mouth. The Lord gonna give us a mouth to talk. All right, to confound these people in their time. All right, it ain't gonna be about justifying ourselves. It is what it is. They believe and think what they want to think. We know we ain't did none of this BS that they putting on us, man. You know, so we see it, you know, being geared up for that time. Now, another video I was watching, because as we see this is happening more frequent, you know, just to play this, because I can see Esau doing these things. All right, with the lights out, man. You know, I can see him. It's like, what it is right there. All right, I can see him.
This is Dabu 7, and it looks like the ransomware stuff just continues, as we've seen here over the holiday weekend. And I want to look at this a little bit closer here, and a shout out to Spiro on this link. This shows that several small town businesses and companies that were connected to a couple larger operations were affected by this big time. And on Friday, this past Friday, in the afternoon, people's computers just froze. And they start to talk about how this was unfolding. And how in this one business here, the administrator for Leonardtown, MD, says that they didn't even have time to read the message on the computer screen. It popped up and then disappeared. Everything went frozen. Now, this affected 1,500 U.S. businesses. That's a lot. 1,500 U.S. businesses were just affected by this massive ransomware attack. At first, they were talking about them demanding a ransom of $70 million to unlock the files. But in this instance, in this one company, they say that like 19 computers got hit and that they wanted $45,000 apiece to unlock each computer. So in the meantime, this Kaseya is saying they're working on a software patch for its customers that are affected by this. But another town in Maryland was also affected, North Beach. They had issued a news release confirming that they too had been victim of this attack. The town's water and phone system, though, were still working. So they're taking out local, town, and government infrastructure. This is concerning, and people need to be paying attention before the next thing they know, the water's not working in their town or the lights go out, because it's next. We've always known this. I've been telling you for a decade or more. Do you have a plan for a lights out situation? I hope so, because it's coming. Not a question of if, but when. I have a feeling some beta tests are gonna be going into motion as well, so get prepared. I'm gonna break this down further on the live streams going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern.
So yeah, man, they're pushing, cyber attacks. They're pushing this variant. The Delta variant is supposed to be the most dominant in the U.S. now. Last thing I read. All right, just keeping up with it. So yeah, everything is pushing towards chaos, man. And I believe, that he's gonna try to make his move on his profit. While the earth is occupied in chaos, man. I can see him turn the lights out just to come get brothers, man. So, hey, we in this time, man. But we know one thing, man, that the standard gonna be lifted when this devil come in, man. He through. So, yeah, Lord will, you brothers and you few sisters edified. Just want to bring those couple of things out. I was watching. Just want to put together quick news and prophecy. As the Lord, commanded us to watch, and pray. All right. So, yeah, you brothers say scrap in, prepare. You brothers and you few sisters scrap in. All right, lock in tight to your house shot, and just keep a mindset of making it through, of enduring. So till next time I say shalom, Kwam Yashala Baba Ball soon.